During the lesson, the focus was on God's Word, and the application time now is when the kids make the connection between God's Word and their own lives. Your job, if you're a small group application leader, is to connect Bible truth to a child's life. Application time is for helping children to bridge the gap between biblical knowledge and heart transformation. The goal is change. By the end, you want the kids to respond to what they've learned by applying biblical truth to their everyday life. Those who lead small group application time are bridge builders. If you've ever wondered what is your purpose, you are a bridge builder for those kids between biblical truth and applying it to their own life, heart transformation. So, application time is basically about two things. One, you want to gauge understanding. Do the kids understand the lesson? Do they understand the main point, that one thing that was taught? So you can ask, what did you hear? And then ask, what do you understand about what you heard? The answer to these questions will help you as a small group leader to clarify concepts and help kids understand words. You want to figure out how much did they understand of the lesson that was just taught. But resist the temptation to reteach the lesson. That's not the purpose during application time, so don't reteach the lesson. Instead, the kids should be doing most of the talking, but it is important at the beginning to gauge how much they understood, because it gives you a starting point during application time. And then secondly, you want to apply truth to life. Help the kids discover the connection of that Bible truth to their daily lives. The application is about making the truth usable. By the time the kids leave the classroom, they should know how to act on the truth that they have heard. And this is done best through questions and discussion. Ask questions that will lead to better understanding and the desire to apply biblical truth to life. If you are an application leader, small group time application leader, you are a bridge builder who knows how to ask really good questions. So let's talk about asking the right questions. So during the very first portion, when you're gauging understanding, avoid yes and no questions. These kinds of questions provide little learning and little interest for the child, and they only reinforce what the child may already know, and it doesn't actually help you gauge understanding because the kids have a 50-50 chance of getting it right anyway, whether or not they knew the answer. So you want to avoid the yes and no kinds of questions, and they also do little to encourage discussion. Instead, ask a question like this. If you had to tell a 5-year-old what the most important thing in today's lesson was, what would you tell them? It kind of takes it away a little bit. It's more third person, but their answer will help you to understand how much they got out of the lesson if they understood it correctly. Or you could ask on your way home today, if your parents ask you what you learned, what would you tell them? These are gauging understanding questions. Start with questions that reveal your students' level of understanding. Ask students to summarize the main point of the lesson. What do you think was the most important thing from today's lesson? Find out what they heard and what they understood about what they